Welcome to MathWhiz, brought to you by Whiz Education. My name is Paul Malone, and today I'm going to give you a short tour of our online digital learning resource. We're going to look at three separate components: the data and reporting side, then we're going to look at one of the lessons, and then thirdly, we're going to go through to a student account to see what a student experiences when they're using MathWhiz. So let's begin. As you can see, MathWhiz is used extensively around the world and has been translated through into multiple languages and adapted to multiple curricula. This includes Russian, Spanish and Thai, and we'd be excited about the opportunity to work within French Canadian. I put in the username and password which have been provided to you, and this allows me to go into the teacher's experience. Within the teacher experience, you're going to see two separate parts. On the left hand side is a library of content, and on the right hand side is the reporting and data. Let's have a look at that first of all. The data is broken down into three separate areas. So from a high level school report, down to a class report, down to an individual student report. And in each one of those areas, you're able to see usage, achievement, and progress of the students. There's also a fourth level of central reporting. So for example, the state of Ontario will be able to have one single dashboard which allowed them to see all the schools and go all the way down to all the individual students through one single account. But for now, let's have a look at a class report, or what a teacher might see. And we're going to choose Miss Bowman. Here you see a dynamic representation of Miss Bowman's class. Each individual student has been assigned a math age. That's an aggregate of their individual math age across each of the individual topic areas of math, which have been assigned after their initial diagnostic assessment. Here we see a typical distribution line. The weakest and the strongest student is about a 4-year gap, which does indicate the challenges which teachers face. Now let's have a look at an individual student's data. Deborah's. And let's click onto Deborah's topics. This is a nice report to show you because it indicates how the underlying algorithm behind MathWhiz works. So Deborah's been assigned a math age on each of the individual topic areas, and the MathWhiz tutor has picked up that she has weaknesses within fractions and place value. The red line indicates where Deborah was first assessed, and the blue progress bars show the work that Deborah is doing within MathWhiz. As you can see, she's progressing nicely now in fractions and place value, which were both areas of weakness. The underlying tutor addresses an individual child's ability level rather than their age, and constantly adapts, moving a child forwards and backwards through the individual topic areas to make sure we get their sweet spot. So let's have a look at one of the lessons now to see what Deborah might have seen. And to do that, I'm going to go through to the teacher's resource area. As you can see, it's been adapted through to multiple curricula and could indeed be adapted through the Ontario state standards. So for the purpose of today, we're going to look at a 3rd grade lesson, fractions, and the underlying learning objective is to recognise unit fractions and use and define fractions of numbers.
To find a quarter of something, split it into 4 equal groups.
Each of the lessons start with a tutorial experience, going through the underlying concept for the student. Students are able to move backwards and forwards at their own pace. This is very important because the MathWhiz tutor not only seeks to address each child at their ability level, but also their pace of learning.
To find 1/2 of something, split it into 2 equal groups. To find 1/3 of something, split it into 3 equal groups.
Okay, I think I've got that. I'm now going to approach the exercises. So next I'm going to show you a part of MathWiz which is fundamental to our service. We try and simulate the behaviour of a human tutor. If a student gets a question wrong or shows lack of understanding, what we're going to try and do is provide them extra help or scaffolding. So to show you this, I'm going to get this question wrong.
Split these into equal groups.
So here we have the use of manipulatives to bring this concept to life, to enable the student an extra way of understanding the underlying learning objective. There's typically 10 questions following the tutorial section. If the student is doing really well, then they're going to move on to a test question without any of the animations or without any of the manipulatives, because it's important that we understand that a student can apply the understanding that they've gained from the animations through to an online test environment. Next, why don't we have a look at the student environment to see what each one of the students would see. I'm going to go back through to wiz.com and we're going to go through to Diego's account, which is once again being provided for you. So each student has their own individual username and login, and they can go through to two separate environments, the console or the study. They're able to experience all the components of the MathWiz within each of the areas. The study is more for the younger children. For the purpose of today, that's where we're going to go. Within the study, you're going to see three important parts. The tutoring experience, so this is where the students receive their individualized learning journeys. Replay, which enables the student to go back and do reinforcement of exercises that they've already completed. And topic bank, so that's a series of lessons differentiated to that individual student's ability within a topic area the teacher's choosing, such as fractions or decimals. Those three components put together prize the student environment. You're also going to see a number of other things. An online dictionary of mathematical terms, an interactive whiteboards, and you're going to see this part here which is credits. So that's a reward system that we built into MathWiz. So if students are doing well, they're able to buy pets, plants, or even play games. Well, I hope that's given you a nice overview in terms of our product and service. Please use the username and passwords provided to you to be able to explore the content and the student environment at your leisure. Thank you very much for your time.